What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Reckless here once again, doing a part 2 of an interview of a good homie of mine, a really dope artist, and has a new project out right now as well. Shout out to the homie Con for coming through. What's up, though?
What's up, brother?
Nothing much, bro. Just out here, Santa Cruz living right now, huh?
Yeah. Just catching the sunset right here. It's looking good.
Oh yeah.
Although it's kind of smoky out, but
It was kind of foggy today, huh?
yeah, I think it was like a mix of fog and smoke right here.
Yeah, because I know even down in LA, people I've seen on Instagram were talking about it was rainy a little bit, and kind of like that
really?
shit. Yeah, it was a bit wild to hear that shit.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. So this is the last time I talked to you. You dropped a new project, but let's go back to that first project you put out when you were putting out when we were doing this. So code switching. How was that project? How was the reception of that?
I was actually impressed. Like a lot of people had a good reception. You know, it was my debut LP, Code Switching. I had a couple EPs out, and I haven't had a mixtape out, Strike Anywhere mixtape, but this is my first, like, you know, 10-track full-on project, and had a few different producers on it, you know, like Kai and Brycon and All Right, and Space Cadet. That was like a long time coming.
That's it.
Collaboration, and yeah, it was pretty well received. I dropped it right before, you know, the COVID lockdowns happened.
Nice.
We got to actually have our release party like one weekend. It was like the week before all the big lockdowns happened.
Oh, okay.
So at least we got to celebrate it. I feel like I had a good number of orders. You know, folks ordered the physicals. That was dope. You know, like I sold most of the physicals without even doing shows, which I thought was pretty dope.
That's pretty cool. Usually what they sell mostly at like venues nowadays.
Exactly, man. Like that's definitely been my experience. You know, it mostly sells in person, so that was cool. But it definitely, like, because of the pandemic and shit, definitely cut some of my plans short on, like, you know, videos or like other shows and stuff like that. So
no, yeah, a lot of people have went through that same struggle.
yeah, so that was kind of rough, but honestly, it really was giving me a lot of hope, especially in the beginning. Like, to have music out, because it was keeping me connected with people from, you know, even though staying at home and keeping my contact really minimal. Yeah. Like, I was only going to the studio and that was about it, but I was still able to, like, talk to people and connect and, like, you know, send out little packages, which was nice. It's like a little, almost like an old school way to stay connected, you know, like sending mail, you know.
Yeah, man, I remember I was doing the same thing. I dropped my album actually during the pandemic, so at least I had music out too, where they would like connect with people and shit. I was doing videos for some of the songs too, just to keep that alive. Did you do any videos for yours? I
didn't do any videos for that one.
Man, why is that?
I don't know. I'm always a little weird about videos. But honestly, I would have. Honestly, we were like, me and 1AM, we were talking about doing one for the Too Many Parrots, but then, like, again, like, shit locked down and everyone was kind of wary and kind of just staying in their own little small circle. So, like, yeah, I mean, it's just like 1 month turned into 2, and then it was just like, all right then, like,
shit, they're telling us it's gonna be like, what, 2-week lockdown, or 2 weeks is gonna be over or something?
Right,
when
yeah.
it first started, and
when
then
it first hit, it was like basically a month, I think, is what they were saying.
Yeah,
like,
or some shit like that.
Something like that. So
what were we wrong?
yeah, no kidding, huh?
Yeah.
But I don't know, I might be able to go back and still do some videos or something, you know?
Yeah, it's not really a big deal to, like, just do a video for an old track, especially if it's really popular. I know a lot of people do videos for old songs, like, not old, but like the last project, even though they have a new one out, just because they really wanted, like, the artistry to show, like, a certain visual for that kind of song or some shit, you know?
Yeah.
You can always go back.
Yeah, no doubt. I also feel like I'm just picky, like, you know, like, I'm looking for, like, the right videographer, and, like, someone who's, like, you know, really reliable. So yeah, just, it's like, that's how a lot of my art comes about too. Like, it's like when I find the right moment with the right people, then I'll make it happen. It's like, it kind of just appears itself to me. You know what I mean? Rather than forcing it, because yeah, I really only have like one music video out. For the new project, we're gonna definitely work with some different visuals, like, not quite music video, but like visuals. So we'll see what that turns into.
Cool shit, bro.
We could talk more about that later.
Oh yeah, definitely. But first off, tell me like what was your favorite track to work on that first one, Code Switching?
On Code Switching?
Yeah.
That's a hard question because like so many of those were recorded in kind of different circumstances, but I would have to say that the song School stands out. That's featuring Master Ace and Nexus. And I mean, that session was special because we recorded it at a home studio in Santa Rosa, and we met Master Ace there. So that was pretty dope.
How'd you link up with him?
So it was through a producer friend that I have. I don't know if he wants like me to throw it out there that he made the connection.
Yeah, later on if he says, yeah, I'll put the name on or whatever.
Yeah. So he was like, yo, like he was connected with someone who was putting on a show with headlining Master Ace and Marco Polo, his producer. And they were doing it at Sonoma State University. Like they were just rolling through for one night just to do that show. And this producer knew the guy who was putting that event on. And I was talking to him and trying to see if we could maybe bring Marco Polo and Master Ace down here to like do a show here. But then he told me they're only going to be here for that one day. And he was like, maybe he'd be down to do a feature. I was like, word? So I was like, okay, yeah, let's talk about that. So, you know, he made the connection and we communicated via email, you know, like with some beats, some concepts and stuff. Like I recorded some stuff and I sent that his direction and kind of just let Master Ace pick which song he wanted to work on. And he picked this song with the school topic and he killed it. Just wrote a really dope verse about that. And then I invited Nexus on the track. And yeah, I mean, we got to link up with him that day. So, I mean, that was really cool to see an artist like work. Like this is the work it takes to be like an independent artist who's really like doing what you want to do and not what the record label wants you to do. Like it's a grind, bro. Like Master Ace, he flew in, right? He flies into San Francisco. He hops in a car. He goes straight to this studio in Santa Rosa to meet up with Nexus and myself and this engineer. And then he's recording. He busts his verse out, I mean, like pretty efficiently, you know what I mean, like and then he goes and checks into his motel room, and then he's got mic check at like 6 o'clock, and like
such bitchy ass schedule, just working.
Just boom, like, but maximizing his trip. So when I see stuff like that, I'm like, I'm taking notes because I'm like, I want to get efficient like that one day, you know, like
definitely
make the most of those trips. And yeah, and also like build with other artists, like you know, like who are really out there doing their thing. So I thought that was pretty cool of him to make the time.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, and all y'all fucking take notes too, because you know that's what it takes to, you know, be out there and shit. Every grind on like that, you'll make it farther and shit.
Hell yeah, like really going there, right? Like some folks, they saw Master Ace on my album and they're like, oh yeah, they're probably collabed online or something. Like, but nah, like we, you know, we shook hands, we talked about life, like just soaked up a little game, and that was a blessing. We're not like best friends or anything.
No, of course,
we're not like talking all the time, but like the fact is I was still able to like make a connection with like someone who I consider, and a lot of people consider, straight legendary, you know. Oh yeah, dude.
Even Eminem, that's like one of his top 5. He actually used to sneak from work or some shit. I heard an interview somewhere to go see him at his shows and shit. So you know what I'm saying? And you work with that man. That was like,
yeah, he inspired like his flow. Master Ace's flow inspired Eminem's flow. Yeah, because Master Ace can get mean with it, like, and you know, Eminem being a battle rapper and all that.
For sure. So. And who else was on that project who was featured on there? That was like a good experience working with. You
know, it was really cool having 1AM on the project. I feel like that's the first time her and I collabed on one of my projects, so that was a long time coming, I feel like, too. And that was fun. I also had who else? Am I forgetting someone? Was Lou on that project? Nah, she wasn't. No. I think she wasn't on that one. So yeah, I mean, you know, I feel like it was like I kept the core squad, you know. Yeah. And like, you know, the project I dropped before that was like a collab with Nexus and Kai. So I definitely kept it like mostly on me for this one, to kind of like just showcase, you know, what I got, and kept the features slim but like hefty, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like there are notable features, but it didn't take away too much from actually being a solo project.
Right. Oh yeah, I had Equipto. Come on, how can I forget that?
Yeah.
Equipto was
another legend, man.
Yeah, another legend. Definitely someone who I grew up listening to, who I've really always looked up to, and also just watching his trajectory as a human being, just evolving and becoming who he is now. That's always been inspiring for me, and like, so for him to approach me and say, hey, we should do a track, that was dope. So I had to definitely
well, he approached you for a track. Now you got the reverse.
Right. Yeah. So the way that went down was like, it was at the first like real show I threw downtown. It was my EP release party for Occupied EP, and I headlined him because I don't like to headline myself. I feel like that's not really like, you know, especially like I was up and I'm trying to get my foot in the door. Like I'm not established, so you know, I'm trying to put it on for the culture of hip hop. So I want to build and bring legit cats out, you know. So I headlined Equipto, and I also had an underground cat who went by Baby Chris at the time.
Oh, shout out Baby Chris.
Yeah, well they go by Versol now, but yeah, very
Versol.
talented artist, and I peeped her doing her thing in the Bay, and I was like, I gotta have her. And then some local support from like Misha L and whatnot. But yeah, after the show, we were just hanging out and, you know, just building with the Equipto. And yeah, but right before he left, he was like, yo, we should do a track. And I was like, holy shit, like, word up, okay. Like, so that was some good validation, you know.
Gotta feel unreal too to hear that. Like, totally. Me though, for real? Like,
absolutely, it felt so unreal. I was like, what is going on right now? It was like the longest day of my life too. Like, I taught that day. It was like I was up early that day. I taught. I went straight to the venue after work, set up the show, and yeah, the payoff though, of that, like getting that at the end of the day was like, yeah, it just validated, you know. Helped me see like, okay, I should keep doing this. Like, I'm doing something right. So
no, we definitely are. You know, it's one of those things that happen when like when you go hard, you don't let anyone like deter you from your goal and your dream, and then you get rewarded in these ways, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, that was a blessing of the day. It's like shit like that keeps me going in this. So yeah, it's like you never know. You put yourself out there, you make the right connections, and yeah, I mean, this, like I said, this is someone I just literally grew up on. Had a big influence on me. So
that was definitely,
yeah, that was legit.
Talk to me, how come it took like a while to put out an actual full album compared to just putting out an EP or singles or collab projects and stuff?
That's a great question. I just feel like I just got really sidetracked, like with the Dead Kennedy tape. Like that code switching project would have been out a lot earlier, probably, if I wasn't so committed to like wrapping up Dead Kennedy tape. And I was kind of like one of the, like, I did a lot of work on Dead Kennedy tape. Like I was in the mixing sessions and I was like mixing, you know, and like working closely with the engineers. So that can take time. And so like, it's like I started code switching and then I like started Dead Kennedy tape, and then the focus became that, which I thought was fine, you know. Like I thought it was cool to just like put it on with Nexus and like Kai. Like those cats are dope, and we had hella fun dropping that album actually. We had a fun like release party and shit at the Loud House, which is like around the corner from here.
Yeah, it's not too far from here.
Yeah, I mean, rest in peace to that place. It's gone now, but
oh yeah, it's been a while. I remember that they were there for a little while during the last time we did that show. Huh?
Yeah. Well, yeah, the house closed last August. Yeah, I think.
Wow.
Damn, it's been a year already.
Yeah, the time's been flying by too quickly nowadays. Yeah. It's almost 2022 now.
I know, bro.
I'm not even like processed.
We're in the last quarter of the year.
Yeah, dude.
So yeah, I mean, that's part of the reason why this EP I just dropped took a while to make too. I mean, there's just a lot going on, a lot of little bumps in the road, but still like tons of like hours in the studios nonetheless.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
But yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, it's cool, bro. I'm just saying, you're replying to you and shit. So you put out a new project. It's an EP, right?
Yeah, it's an EP.
What made you decide to just go back to the EP route compared to just dropping another album consecutively?
Well, so I started this project working with Brycon's Beats, right? He's a producer from San Francisco. I actually met him through Equipto that same night of that show. It's like that night grew into so much cool stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, Brycon was there as Equipto's DJ, and he was just sitting there, and I'm like walking by, and he's a really unsuspecting kind of character, like super low key, and he calls me over, and I was like, "What's up?" And he was like, "Yo, my name's Khan too." And I was like, "What?"
Holy shit.
Yeah, and I was like, "What? What do you mean?" It's like this like a white dude, right? And I was like, "Really? Your name's Khan too?" And he was like, "Yeah, man. Like apparently it's like an Eastern European type of name too. They spell it slightly different."
I would have never guessed that.
I know. It was funny. So anyway, it's like this kind of cat he is. Like he just wants to build on similarities and shit. So we started talking after that, and he started just shooting me beat tapes and stuff. And I started gathering some of his beats, and honestly, I had like 8, maybe even 9 tracks on his stuff, and then I like whittled it down to these 6. So that's kind of why it ended up being an EP. I initially was like had my mind on like 8 or 9 tracks, full project.
Yeah.
But these 6 like felt like they went together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then the concepts were tied together by the skits that we ended up doing.
Oh,
so it's a little fleshed out for an EP, right? It's like it's got like it's concept EP. There's skits, so it's like 10 tracks, but it's 6 songs.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember seeing it was a track list, but then I was seeing it was like actually a larger like body of work. It seemed like they're just skits and stuff. Like how do you feel like people like nowadays who like go for shorter albums compared to longer ones and stuff? Because I grew up where it always go, if it's 10 tracks to 10 to 12 is like a full length. It's like it's a regular like normal album. Anything after that, it's like full length.
Absolutely.
And then you know what I'm saying? Like what do you feel about that?
Yeah, that's very interesting. I do always enjoy a full album, and I love that, but you gotta admit that's becoming more old school, I think, because people got a shorter like attention span nowadays, and a lot of people aren't even listening to music as albums anymore. Shout out to everyone who does. Like I love y'all. Like like my new EP, it's for people who will listen to a project. Like that's just my opinion, I guess. Like it stands stronger as a story or whatever. But like I guess that's another reason why I did drop it as an EP too, is like it's okay to drop an EP nowadays, especially if you're not like a fully established artist, if you're not quite done, you're not quite there as an artist, like I'm not. It's okay, just drop a little project here and there, keep people listening, keep people aware of what you're doing. And I'm also like just trying new shit on that EP too. Like it might not have worked as an LP with this kind of sound. I mean, necessarily, I don't know.
How would you describe the sound of the project?
The sound of 6 Locks is like it's gonna hit your ear in a different way. Like people, it definitely doesn't have a sound that's like conventional hip hop. Like Brycon was super like psychedelic and obscure, like jazzy with it, I would say. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's for people who really want to like sit down and like think about how the beats were chopped up and put together, or like really listen to the flow of the bars and how they fit into the beats. It's not just like, it's not like club music or like, you know what I'm saying? It's a little artsy, I would say.
Club's never really been your style, you know what I mean?
Right, yeah, exactly. It's more about like the beats and the bars, and definitely I tried a lot of different things on this album, like just breaking out of the 16 bar structure, like fucking with beats that don't really have like strong drums on them. And like just keeping tracks shorter, in general too.
Like how long? Like 2-minute songs or like 3 to 4? Like, is there any 3 to 4
like
minute
two.
songs?
There is. I don't even think I really break the 3-minute mark. Maybe with Everyday God. But yeah, most of the tracks are like in that 2-minute range.
That even goes back to the whole like making things as short as possible, just for the attention spans of people, you know. Plus, you get more streams doing that. You know what I mean?
I guess, yeah. I never really like keep that too in the front of my mind, but yeah, I think that's part of the reasons to keep it shorter. That falls in there for sure.
Yeah, and the name of the project is called, what is it called again?
6 Locks.
6 Locks. What made you choose that name?
So that's what I love about this project too. Some of this shit just kind of like fell together, and then from that point on, I'm looking at it and the meaning is showing itself to me, right? So I'm not, this is gonna sound funny, but 6 Locks came about because I was snapping some photos of this liquor store near my apartment complex in San Jose, and like right behind my apartment complex, and every time they close up shop, they put like fucking like literally like more than 6 locks. They put like 10 locks on this door and chains and everything. So I was like taking some photos of it, and Brycon was like, yo, let's talk about some ideas like for the concept or the title or whatever. And I sent him these photos, and I was just like, yeah, I don't know, like I had some other ideas for the names, and he was not really feeling them. And I was like, yeah, bro, like I just took this picture of this door. It has like 6 locks on it or some shit. And he was like, 6 locks even sounds like a better title. And I was like, really? Like, what does that even mean? Like, you know, it was kind of just an obscure, random combination of words that we thought sounded cool. So then I was like, after a lot of thinking about it, I was like, fuck it, let's call it 6 locks. It's 6 tracks, like it's 6 songs. And I like the photos. I know I want to use that for the cover. But then it started to gain meaning. Like, it's like, you know, like kind of like this metaphor about like sometimes in life, like doors will open for you, but other times the doors are going to be locked, and you got to try to like break through that lock to get into like that next level of like life or whatever, right? Or like whatever your goals are, whatever you're pursuing, like sometimes you gotta like crack the code and shit, you know what I mean? And like pick the lock, and on the other hand, there's sometimes there's shit you get locked into in life too, like
another, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So each track in a way also represents like some kind of like dynamic that you might feel locked in life, you know, like from work to hustling to like addictions maybe, or shit like that. So yeah, it was a funny way of coming about to that name, but I think it really is pretty dope at the end of the day.
It came about really organically. Like, it was very like, you know, you didn't have the clear direction. Yeah, like ideas thrown around, but then like just put it in place. Like, yo, this is what it's gonna be and shit. Yeah.
Word. Yeah.
I can only imagine, like, if you were like famous, they would like see your name like 6 locks, like 6 gates of hell, Illuminati and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, right. Oh no, the number 6.
Because you know all those Illuminati weirdos try to like connect everything that shouldn't be connected.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh, this.
Well, hey, that. It's all good. Speculate all you want. You know?
Keeps the name going. Like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, get a picture of you doing one of these or something. That's weird.
So funny. Yeah.
You scratch your eye and it's like, oh shit, he's covering your left eye. Like, whatever. But do you believe in that kind of shit, or how do you feel about all that weird shit?
I think that there's quite a bit of weird shit in like the mainstream for sure.
Yeah.
Like, that's a little like hard to ignore actually once you start seeing it. I don't know what it all means honestly.
Yeah.
But
a bunch of rich people having eyes wide shut parties and shit.
Oh god, yeah, I don't know about all that either, man. I don't know. I doubt it, but also I don't put it past anything. Just knowing how power works and how like weird shit. I mean, like we're in a college town. There's fraternities. They do weird secret shit.
Yeah.
I think it only gets crazier the more richer and powerful you get. So
yeah, I can only imagine like those kind of people like those fraternity people do shit just so they can have shit on people. That way that the whole group is tighter and their secrets are more secured and shit that way.
Right.
So you can only imagine like what upper above people do just to like keep people quiet.
I mean, there's fraternities at Yale and Harvard and shit. Like these are the people who are lineage of the people who run this whole fucking country. Like,
yeah, the skull and bone people.
Yeah, skull and
and those
bones
are real
and all
people.
that.
Those are real things that happen. You know, I don't know what if the shit about them is actually real or not, but we just don't know. They're secret societies for a reason.
Right. I'm like kind of agnostic about it. Like, you don't know. You don't know.
Yeah.
You might not.
I used to be a straight believer. Like, it's all real. Whatever you tell me, just give it to me. I'll fucking believe that shit. And everything that goes against what I want to believe is real, I'm gonna be like, it's fucking false. But now I think more just like, okay, not everything is fucking like what it seems.
I think there's some things about power that people have a hard time like accepting. Actually, like you don't want to believe that's true or something, but
yeah, especially your favorite artist, like you involved in, you're like, oh no, not him or her. Like,
hey, but this is gonna sound hella funny, right? Since we're on the topic, like you know, Nas got the Grammy for King's Disease 1.
Yeah,
that album,
they owed him that. That's why they gave him it.
I know, for real. Like,
should have had one for Illmatic.
I just found that weird. Yeah, I just found it weird that it took all this time. You know, like really, you're gonna give it to him now? And that project was great, no doubt. But like, I was looking at the cover and like all these little angels, right?
Oh yeah,
but like they're red though, like devils. You know what I'm saying? I was like, if you really look at this image, they kind of look like a bunch of little demon babies.
Yeah.
Because like, why would you paint these babies red? Like, who decided that to make them red? And then it says like 2021 or or 2020.
Yeah.
And like king of like the year of something. I don't know. There's just like there's some weird ass imagery on that cover.
My theory about all that shit is that I think they're socially aware of what they're accused of. That I'm just gonna play into it. They already think I am, so why not give them some more shit to speculate? It'll give all the YouTube videos something to talk about, so my album gets spread out more, so it's all in their mind. Like that cover is like, oh, hey, Nas came out, let's go get that.
I don't know if anyone else has ever talked about that cover. I'm sure people have, but
not that I've seen. But
that's just organically what I was thinking at home, just chilling, because it came out during the lockdowns and shit. I think. Yeah,
it was actually one of those like projects that wasn't actually talked about in that way for some reason. It's one of those things that went under the radar somehow, even though it's right in your face. You know? It
totally is. And think about it, he won the Grammy for that one, and he was even saying shit on it like fucking like ain't no secret societies or some shit like that. He was saying stuff like that.
Yeah. But then again, it could also mean like, you know, really playing into that role. Like even Jay-Z probably knows that shit more than anybody. Like, I'm gonna fucking really play with this just to get y'all talking. Since I'm the main guy you accuse me of, all right, cool, let's roll with it. Hey B, let's go make some crazy ass covers and make a collab album.
Right?
You never know. Yeah. But anyways, besides that weird shit, going back to your 6 Locks album, like what songs do you really want to make a video for? Do you think you could see a video for?
Yeah, so I'm making with this project I am definitely trying to do some visuals. I'm trying to step more into that world, but I don't really want to make necessarily like a traditional music video of an entire song. What I'm more trying to make is like interesting shorter visuals. So like I'm gonna start, I think the first one I'm gonna drop most likely is gonna be a lyric video, which it's pretty common, but I'm trying to get, I got this artist who's gonna get a little creative with it. So we're gonna do a lyric video for First Hits Free. I've been getting a lot of good feedback on that song, so I'm glad. That was kind of just coincidental that that's the song a lot of people have been telling me like, yeah, I fuck with that one. And I'm getting lyric video made for that one. And then I got some footage that I took, and I want to make some visuals for the Second Shift track, which is my personal favorite off the album.
Okay.
It's like a slower track and everything, but I do want to make a visual for that, and maybe Sleep Deprived too. But we did also just make a animated cover for this album, which I thought was fun to conceptualize and like see it come to life. And I think a lot of people are doing that right now too, like just getting animated versions of their cover. Yeah,
I've seen a lot of that. I mean, even my last album, Hunger Mind, shout out to Samaj, she made a an anime version of the cover of my Cowboy Bebop project. So
Dope.
that was pretty sick.
Yeah. What? I haven't peeped that.
I'll tag you to that so you can check it out.
Legit. I have your CD in my car right now.
Oh,
actually.
good shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Album's out. Just
Yep,
shameless
Cowboy
plug.
Bebop.
Shameless plug on your interview. What an asshole I am. But so who do you got featured on this new project?
I kept it very slim again. So really, I only got Nexus as a feature.
Oh, cool.
We did a conspiracy track, of course.
Oh shit.
If you've been following my music at all, like, you'll know that me and Nexus will drop a crazy conspiratorial shit every now and then, and it's kind of a thing we do.
Yeah,
So we went in on that track, Everyday God. And other than that, just backup vocals from Lou, who did a beautiful job just smoothing out some tracks with some, like, you know, some sexy, like, background vocal type shit. And she appeared in some, one of the skits as well.
Oh, dope.
She did really great voice acting on that. It was dope. So yeah, other than that, it's just me. And then it's produced by Brycon. He put some cuts on there and some choice samples, and he chose, like, the samples. He dug up some rarities for the skits and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, pretty solid squad. And then the mixing was done by Tapley, who's really talented engineer. And then I had my homie Andy do the masters. I've had him always do my masters.
Tight.
Yeah, just local cats.
Any physical copies for this one?
I'm thinking about it. I'm gonna start with some merch, I think. Yeah, I think I'm gonna start with some merch, like with the 6 Locks like logo, basically the font, and shit like that. So yeah, I'll start. And if that sells enough, then I might put that back into some physical CDs or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like it's funding the actual copy. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's just, exactly. Just like see kind of what the interest is. And plus, like, I feel like a lot of cats who, like, at least just for me, like with my folks my supporters, like I feel like a lot of them, they just want to shoot me some form of support. So it's like whether it's a t-shirt or a CD, like they're probably gonna want to cop something. So,
No, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But I've seen like it's not a big, but I've seen a small wave of people who are actually be more like into physical copies. Like I heard of this website called Discogs. I don't know if you heard of it.
Definitely.
Yeah, you see
old
people,
school.
yeah, like community of people just like putting up albums of what they're worth, which is the first pressing, third pressing of shit. And it's like holy shit, like people are trying to get the copies of that and shit.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Discogs, for sure. Like I go there sometimes too to find out the value of like a record that I bought or something. I just found a rare ass Planet Asia record. I was up in Seattle, or no, I was digging in Portland. It was Portland. This record shop, and I found you know Planet Asia.
Yeah, of course.
He had a group called Do Rag Dynasty. I copped that on vinyl. The shit was dope.
Sick.
I also found Ghostface Killah and Apollo Brown's Brown tape. That shit's hella dope. If you've never heard that one, check it out.
Sick. I actually have a Sibo's cassette of To the Casket original.
No way.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's worth hella
Sacramento
money.
shit.
Hell yeah. I'm not gonna sell it, of course. I'm just keeping
Word.
it, for my kids later to sell. Ungrateful bastards. I know they're gonna sell that shit after I'm gone, but it's worth hella money, and it's just like such crazy ass. Like I try not to fuck with it a lot just because I don't want to like damage it, but it's just so crazy that it's worth so much money.
Yeah.
It's like, what the
and
fuck?
it's a cassette.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for sure, dude. Like, what's your expectation for this project, and like, how do you see it like received compared to your first one?
6 Locks.
Yeah.
I feel like people are like eager to hear music, so I feel like it's been received quite well so far. That's a really good question. Like, what do I want to happen with this project?
Yeah.
I don't know, honestly. Like, I feel like it's a first with Brycon, so hopefully we'll do more work soon in the future. I know Brycon's down to work. He's down to keep working. So yeah, you might have more locks coming your way.
Hey,
but
7 locks to the next one.
But honestly, like in the trajectory of things, I'm working on so much shit right now, or I've like this last year and a half, that I'm really just I'm trying to like have this project be almost like a segue into my next shit, which is gonna be very different actually. The next project I'm working on has more of a like a hip hop traditional sound.
Okay, it's gonna be an album or another EP?
It'll be an album, yeah, full album. So I'm announcing that here, I guess.
Exclusive shit.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, this project I've been working on, like Six Locks have been working on it since like end of 2019.
Oh wow, it's been a long time coming.
Yeah, yeah. And it was like, again, like a lot of like just sculpting things out, and the process was like I go to the studio, I record, we do some mixing, then we'll shoot that to Bricom will sit down and have some more ideas or adjust the beat or whatever, and then shoot it back. So it's like, you know, there's a lot of that. And then like while all that's going on, I'm also like having creative bursts, and I'm like starting a new album here and starting a new project there, and like so yeah, just been hella working on other shit, which is why it probably just took so long to get out.
It's all good. It's all a process and shit. All right, you want one?
What is it?
Edible.
Oh, hell
Turkish
yeah.
Delight.
Word up, bro. Turkish Delight. Okay,
Yeah.
Here we go.
It's just what she says. Only take one.
Damn, that tastes good.
Well, yeah, these are one of my favorites. They always come with a little quote for you and shit.
Tastes like ganja.
It does a little. Has live resin in it.
You know what it reminds me of? Hookah.
Yeah,
You know,
the
like
flavors.
that hookah
Yeah.
flavor?
I had hookah in a long ass time. I used to enjoy doing hookah all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I only smoke hookah with my Indian homies back home,
Oh, sweet.
because they do it right.
Yeah, I fucking ghetto ass people in my house parties doing it like.
Like the quick light coals and
Yeah.
shit. No, my homies are like fucking connoisseurs about it. They order their tobacco from like overseas, and like
Oh wow.
they get like these coconut like organic fucking coals and whatnot. And
Wow.
anyway, shout out to Teak and Bush.
Shout out to them, man.
Y'all got the hookah on point.
And when it comes to your next project, like, who do you think you can give out any features or any like producers you're working on? Like, what are you going to give out a little? Or do you
I will say that I am working on a project with OJ, the producer, from Beat Rock Music, and it's really cool because it's not just like I'm not like just buying beats from someone. It's a real collaboration. So yeah, features, I'm excited about the features, but I'm not ready to talk about them yet. I got a couple of dope features. Yeah.
Good shit. It's exciting, man.
I will say that I'm building with some Indian folks, and featuring some Indian artists who I've been wanting to work with. It's like one person I didn't even expect to work with, but I'm glad we are. So
that's sick. Fucking, I remember the last interview we had, we were talking about like, you know, the impact of like Indian artists, and you didn't really consider yourself like an Indian rapper. You just consider yourself like, you know, like a artist, you know, regular hip hop artist, you know. But does it change now, or is it still kind of the same?
I feel the same way. Like I am just an artist who I am, you know. There's nothing like particularly Desi or Indian about my music, but the reason why I'm working with these artists on the next project is I'm actually addressing that topic, right? About my ethnicity, about my relationship to being American and growing up Indian, and I think it's a long time coming. Like I think it's taken me a long time to like just feel comfortable enough on the mic to talk about shit like that. So yeah, the next project is kind of like a full-on, like I'm just laying it out there. I'm gonna be talking about my life in a way I've never really talked about it before.
Oh, okay. It's gonna be more of a personal project.
Yeah, definitely. Like, yeah, real experiences, real shit. Like, whereas the Six Locks one is like, it's very much conceptual. I mean, it's all real shit, but it's like I'm telling a story in a way too. So it's like a movie to me in my head, at least. Six Locks is like a little movie I made. And then the next project is like, this is it. Like, this is the real true story of Khan or whatever.
Wow.
So,
Looking forward to that, bro. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Thank you, bro.
Yeah, of course, bro. Do you think you ever get to the point where you're able to like do music in like Punjabi like language or Indian like language or stuff?
It's a good question. So my folks are Gujarati, so our language is Gujarati. I have thought about sprinkling Gujarati in my lyrics, but definitely I don't have as well of a command of that language. I don't have enough of a command to like do a verse in Gujarati or something.
Oh, okay.
But it would be dope to find someone. Like, I don't think I even know anyone who could spit a verse in Gujarati. I'd probably have to go to India for that.
Oh, go on with Instagram and see who's out there and shit.
Yeah, there are a couple of cats who I am connected with who are doing their thing in India. Like, and they're pretty talented too. So, yeah, shit, who knows? Maybe we'll have to collab, because I'm open to that. Yeah, why not? Like,
how well do you speak?
Yo, I'm horrible. I'm horrible now at this point in my life. I'm a very Americanized Indian. I can speak it, you know, here and there.
You can hold a conversation.
Yeah, like little bits, you know. But I probably couldn't get too deep with like elders and stuff. Like elders, they don't speak as much English. And in my community, you know, like in general, folks sprinkle in a lot of English too with the Gujarati.
Okay.
But like, yeah, nah, it's just because I'm never around, you know, I'm never around my own folks, sadly enough. It's just, they're not around in the places I put myself in. So, like, it's easy to lose your language when you do that, you know, for so many years. That's kind of an excuse too. I don't mean like, you know.
No,
that's just my reality, though. Yeah.
No, yeah. It's the reason why languages get developed is when you're able to speak with people who are the same language. If you don't have that as much, you can't expect to be an expert on it.
Right. Like if I grew up in like Fremont or something, like I'd probably, you know, have used it with my friends in school growing up and like just all that. It's like normal for a lot of folks, but that wasn't the case for me. Yeah. You know. So.
You grew up in San Jose?
No, I grew up in Modesto.
Modesto? Yeah. Oh, yeah, there's none of that over there.
Yeah, not really. Like, yeah, it's always just been like, you know, like one or two Indian kids in the class or whatever.
It's mostly Mexican-ass fucking city.
Yeah, mostly Mexicans and whites, lots of whites. You know, it's a big working class city. And, yeah.
What point did you come to the Bay? Or Santa Cruz?
I came, so I've always had like family all around the Bay, and I'd, you know, like spend my summers in South San Francisco and shit with my cousins. But I moved to Santa Cruz to go to college at UC Santa Cruz.
Oh, okay.
Which I'm glad I got in that school. That was like my bare minimum goal in high school. Like, just get into Santa Cruz, you'll be fine. And I did. I'm lucky. I'm glad I did. It was a great school. It was a good fit for me, I feel. And so, yeah, that was in 2009. And, like, even before, my connection with Santa Cruz before that was, like, we'll come all the way from Modesto out to Santa Cruz to catch, like, Andre Nicotina. Or, like, fucking, I caught Del, the Funky Homo Sapien. And a couple other shows too, and I'd like, you know, I'd peep the scene a little bit, and I was like, oh, it seems like a cool little town. Like it's got some Bay Area vibes, but it's kind of hippie, and like, you know, I was like, maybe I could go to school there.
It's a mean ass mission too. Fucking, I've done that drive. It's fucking from Gilroy. Imagine from Santa Cruz. It's a fucking crazy ass mission.
Totally, like that 17 was a trip when I first started going over it. I mean, I know it like the back of my hand now. I could fucking smash on the 17. It's all good. It's also safer now. Shit, it used to be hella like smaller and.
Oh yeah, it's so like much better now than it was before. When it comes to like the new project, like when do you think we can expect it?
I can't.
Or are you still just promoting this 6 locks?
I can't. I'm still on the 6 locks. But I will say, like, I'm done recording my pieces for that project, and a lot of the mixes are far along. You can expect at least a single from the project, like for sure before the end of the year.
Okay, yeah. That's nice. So that'll hold us to the next one.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. So I might drop a couple singles for this one actually. Okay. Depending on how things go and how fast.
Yeah, but for now, we gotta focus on 6 locks. That's out right now. You know what I'm saying? Link in the description so you can get it. Anything else you want to add to the people?
Nah, just you know, thanks for listening and checking in. Thanks for the interview, Reckless. And,
Of course.
you know, like, we'll be outside rocking soon.
Yeah. Hopefully.
And, yeah, check out my new EP, 6 Locks. If you're looking for something different, if you're looking for something with a weird, unique sound, some bars, and you want to trip out for a bit and peep the story, please check out my EP. Yeah.
For sure. And with that, we out. And make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Hit the notification bell up above so you can get alerts for new interviews just like this one. Go right to your phone so you can go and check it out right away. And make sure you follow Khan. Thank you for coming through the interview, of course, again.
All good.
Yes, sir. And yeah, link down in the description to check out all his social medias where you can check out his music, the new 6 Locks. You know, you can check it out right there. So with that, we out.
Peace.